A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant turn of events, Bulgaria's government has announced the withdrawal of a controversial budget proposal that had sparked widespread protests across the nation. Tens of thousands of citizens took to the streets to voice their discontent, culminating in clashes between demonstrators and police forces. The proposed budget, which included plans for higher taxes and increased social security contributions, was met with fierce opposition from both the public and various business groups. Critics warned that these measures could stifle investment and exacerbate the shadow economy, particularly as Bulgaria prepares for its anticipated entry into the Eurozone at the beginning of the next year. The government had initially indicated a willingness to revise the draft following protests last week, but their subsequent refusal to retract the proposal ignited further unrest. On Monday night, protests erupted in the capital, Sofia, and other major cities, with organizers claiming that around 50,000 people participated in the Sofia demonstration alone. The protests were notably dominated by the youth, who rallied under slogans such as, "We will not allow ourselves to be lied to," "We will not allow ourselves to be robbed," and "Resignation." Banners reading "Generation Z is coming" and "Young Bulgaria without the mafia" were prominently displayed, emphasizing the youthful demographic's desire for change. Although the majority of the protest remained peaceful, tensions escalated when small groups of protesters began targeting the offices of the ruling parties, throwing various objects at police and igniting garbage containers. The police responded with riot gear and pepper spray, leading to several injuries and the hospitalization of demonstrators. Authorities confirmed that 10 individuals were detained during the clashes. Opponents of the budget proposal argued that the increased spending would primarily be funded through higher taxes on businesses and workers, as well as a significant rise in public debt. They contended that such measures would lead to inflation without enhancing public service efficiency. In contrast, the government defended the budget draft as essential for adhering to Eurozone requirements, specifically the mandate to maintain a budget deficit below 3% of GDP. The backlash against the proposed budget adds to the backdrop of ongoing political instability in Bulgaria, which has experienced 7 snap elections and a succession of short-lived governments since the massive anti-corruption protests in 2020. The nation remains deeply divided over its entry into the Eurozone and its geopolitical alignment, particularly in relation to Russia and the European Union. Critics of the budget, which was the first to be calculated in euros, expressed concerns that it would not only damage the economy, but also funnel resources into corrupt state institutions. Transparency International ranks Bulgaria as the most corrupt country within the EU, further fueling public outrage. Ventsislava Vasilieva, a 21-year-old student who participated in the protests, articulated the sentiments of many demonstrators, stating, "We are here to protest for our future. We want to be a European country, not one ruled by corruption and the mafia." Following the announcement of the withdrawal, the government indicated that it would initiate the process of developing a new budget once Parliament formally agrees to retract the previous proposal. The protests reflect a broader dissatisfaction with the government and its handling of economic policies, as many Bulgarians express concern over the potential implications of adopting the euro. Approximately half of the population is opposed to the euro adoption, fearing that it could compromise national sovereignty and lead to price hikes as retailers transition from the lev to the euro. As the situation unfolds, it remains to be seen how the government will address the concerns raised by the public and what measures will be implemented in the new budget. The protests serve as a reminder of the growing discontent among citizens and their demand for accountability and transparency in governance. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.